Hi, hi, hi. Demitra. Hi, Demitra. Hi. Okay, so I will be reading one of my favorite books. It was a favorite book of mine when I was in grade school. Um, I'm gonna say fourth, fifth grade, maybe fourth or fifth grade. This book now I'm about to show y'all. The teacher read. We had reading in the classroom, So that's when the teacher would read. We were all like not even sit in a circle, but just sit at our desk while the teacher be up in the front of the classroom reading a book, to everybody or whatever. And then like at the end of each chapter or like between paragraphs or whatever, she would just ask us questions like, do we understand what's going on? Yada, yada, yada. So one of the books, and I want to say this is probably, I want to say this is fourth grade because looking at it, I don't know, might be, I don't know what level this on, but I know the teacher read this book first in the classroom for the class, and it was very interesting to me. So the next time we had library day, I checked out the book at the school library. And I like the plot of the story. Now I'm showing it up. I'm not sure if this going to come show up backwards or not, but the title of the book is The Big On Spot. Now, when I was growing up, I thought it was called The Big On Spot, but it could have been Splot because how the Splot got on the roof, a helicopter and everything. So yeah, this is yeah, The Big On Spot by Daniel Manis Pinkwater. So with me reading this book, this also helps me with like being in front of the camera more, getting used to it, getting used to my own voice. Again, I be talking to myself and I'm like, okay, that's fine. But just like to, I don't know, record and look back on it, on plenty of things that I said. But reading and also reading out loud, like, oh my goodness, this is like an audience. Even though it's just me, I'm just here, like looking at myself, talking to myself on camera. I know that maybe this video would get seen by a couple of people, so I'm just like, oh, I'm reading in front of a crowd, even though I'm technically am because everything is being watched, and I know I'm being watched by plenty of people, entities and all, which is fine because I'm like, it's for like my not protection, but it's like not even bodyguards. It's like just to be around me. Like I don't just to really know who I am and give them, the confirmation that they may need. Like, oh, let's watch her and, get more confirmations after more confirmations. Like, okay, keep watching. So yeah, oh yeah, so basically if I stumble upon some words, if I stutter, oh my goodness, this is new to me and I'm gotta get back into it. So I'm like, why not do it out loud? Because this helps with a lot of developmental skills as well because I'm still learning myself. I need to like relearn and learn again. So, about to be reading The Big On Splots. Okay, and if I don't get through with this at whatever many time, it'll be a part two. Okay. So, The Big On Splots. Okay. Oh, let me show you to get up close to the cover. The Big On Splots. Okay. By Daniel minus Pinkwater. Okay. It says, I guess, how am I supposed to do this? Yeah, I'm just reading, like, I'm reading and then I show you the pictures later. So I'm like how my teacher used to do, and Demitra, you are the class. Okay. Okay, it says, um, Mr. Plumbean lived on a street where all the houses were the same. He liked it that way. So did everybody else on Mr. Plumbeam's street. This is a neat street, they would say. Then, one day, a seagull flew over Mr. Plumbeam's house. He was carrying a can of bright orange paint. No one knows why. And he dropped one can, no one knows why, right over Mr. Plumbeam's house. It made a big orange spot on Mr. Plumbeam's house. Oh, too bad, everybody said. Mr. Plumbeam would have no paint. Will have Mr. Plumbeam will have to paint his house again. I suppose I will, said Mr. Plumbeam, but he didn't paint his house right away. He looked at the big orange spot for a long time. Then he went about his business. The neighbors got tired of seeing that big orange spot. Someone said, Mr. Plumbeam, we wish you'd get around to painting your house. Okay, said Mr. Plumbeam. He got some blue paint and some white paint. And that night he got busy. He painted at night because it was cooler. When the paint was gone, the roof was blue. The walls were white, and the big orange spot was still there. Then he got some more paint. He got red paint, yellow paint, green paint, and purple paint. In the morning, the other people on the street came out of their houses. Their houses were all the same, but Mr. Plumbeam's house was like a rainbow. It was like a jungle. It was like an explosion. There was that big orange spot, and there were little orange spots. There were stripes, there were pictures of elephants and lions and pretty girls. What? There were pictures of elephants and lions and pretty girls and steam shovels. The people said, Plumbeam has to pop his cork, flipped his wig, blown his stack, and dropped his stopper. They ran around muttering. That day, Mr. Plumbeam bought carpenter's tools. That night, he built a tower on top of his roof, and he painted a clock on the tower. The next day, the people said, Mr. Plumbeam has gushed his mush, lost his marbles, and slipped his howser. They decided they would pretend not to notice. That very night, Mr. Plumbeam got a truck full of green things. He planted palm trees, bamboos, thorn bushes, onions, fanny G panny in the morning, and fanny G panny. In the morning, he bought a hammock and an alligator. When the other people came outside their homes, they saw Mr. Plumbeam swinging in the hammock between two palm trees. They saw an alligator lying in the grass. Mr. Plumbeam was drinking lemonade. Mr. Plumbeam has gone too far. This used to be a neat street. Plumbeam, Plumbeam, that's the guy's last name. Plumbeam, what have you done to your house? the people shouted. My house is me, and I am it. My house is where I like to be, and it looks like all my dreams, Mr. Pumbling said. The people went away. They asked the man who lived next door to Mr. Pumbling to go and have a talk with him. Tell him that we all like it here before he changed his house. Tell him that his house has to be the same as ours so we can have a neat street. The man went to see Mr. Pumbling that evening. They sat under the palm trees, drinking lemonade and talking all night long. Early the next morning, the man went out to get lumber and rope and nails and paint. When the people came out their houses, they saw a red and yellow ship next to the door to the house of Mr. Pumbling. What have you done to your house? They shouted to the man. My house is me and I am it. My house is where I like to be, and it looks like all my dreams, said the man who had always loved ships. He's just like Mr. Pumbling, the people said. He's got bees in his bonnet, bats in his briefery, and knots in his noodle. Then, one by one, they went to see Mr. Pumbling late at night. They would sit under the palm trees and drink lemonade and talk about their dreams and whatever and whenever anybody visited Mr. Pumbling's house. The very next day, that person was set about changing his own house to fit his dreams. Whenever a stranger came, excuse me, whenever a stranger came to the street of Mr. Pumbling and his neighbors, the stranger would say, "This is not a neat street." Then all the people would say, "Our street is us and we are it. Our street is where we like to be and it looks like all our dreams." Oh, that is it. And yes, I did get this from the library. So, yes, so as you can see, this is Mr. Pumbling's house, and this, everybody's house was the same except for his, because the big orange spot. And nobody knew why the sea girl was carrying a pot, a pot of orange paint. And then it just splattered, dropped the can and it splattered on Mr. Pumbling's roof. So, I like the part in the book where everybody came to visit Mr. Pumbling one by one, and then like the next day they all changed their homes just from just talking to Mr. Pumbling, and like seeing like, hey, what? Because when the neighbors went over to Mr. Pumbling's house one by one, they didn't go in a group. They were just like, well, later on I'm gonna go over there, and later on I'm gonna go over there for a few minutes and and so forth and so on. So, so forth and so on. So the neighbor's intention was to quote unquote talk some sense into Mr. Pumbling because he his house was different. He painted, you know, he wasn't thinking about most likely changing his house because everybody's house was the same. But if it wasn't for that orange spot for that bird who dropped the can on his house and nobody knows why, he wouldn't have like reflected, like, you know what, that orange spot, and I know my house, like my house stands out from everybody. And I'm like, why not? So anyway, so yeah, Mr. Pumbling started changing his house up how he wanted to do it. It's his house. So when the neighbors was coming over, their initial reaction to come over to like talk some sense into him, because to them they was like, oh, this man is, he done lost it. He done lost his mind. He done painting his house all these kinds of colors. He got a lion. He got painted a clock tower. He added another thing for a clock tower. He got pretty woman picture, painted on his house. Like, dude, you messing up our street. Like, what is wrong with you? What are you doing? Do you need to be in a mental institution because your house is so colorful? Like, what has gotten into you? Mr. Pumbling, what has gotten into you? So they thought he was just like gone, off the rocker. So yeah, so when the neighbors, came to talk to him, just chilled, drunk lemonade, probably was just chilling outside, like, oh, this is a nice day, pour me up another thing of lemonade or some Long Island iced tea, whatever. And let's just, talk, like, chill. Y'all came over here, or you came over here to ask me, well, to tell me, or to ask me why I haven't changed my house, or why did I do all this to my house, or why don't I want it to look like the same as everybody else's? Let me tell you why. And then you can tell me like your ideas and stuff. Like, if like, what did you like to do? What are your dreams? Like, do you want to live it through your house? You know what I mean? Like a mural kind of a thing. And I guess once people got to talking and listening to Mr. Pumbeen, they like, you know what? Why not? Why not? He's happy. He's different. He's happy. He's still a nice person. Like, it's nothing. He's not crazy. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just creative. And plus, it wasn't his initial thing. Like, the bird is the one that started it. The raven. It was a seagull in a book, but I'm just saying, hint, hint. The raven, I believe, was the one that came off the ark. And I'm quite sure, didn't they say it was a male and female of each kind, but they mentioned one raven. And Raven, an island, Baltimore. Baltimore is like the whole little island by itself. So it's not, I'm telling you, Baltimore to me is like a ghost city, a ghost place. Like, it's not even really here. It's like the pop up kind of a thing. This is the spot where like the Raven landed, but I know that just sounds crazy. But where did the Raven land? When he went off to the ark? I don't know, let me guess, somewhere in the Middle East, right? But okay. And where's the Raven mate? Or was it two ravens? Because, on the ark, it wasn't a male and a female. But were just one raven left? Or was it two ravens that left? But they found land. Maryland, they found land. Baltimore, ravens. Maryland, Baltimore, ravens. Okay. But anyways, thank you. But so yeah, and here go talking about a ship. The very first guy, which was his neighbor, came over and talked to Mr. Pumbling, and the next day he did his house into a ship, a boat, an ark. It was like, you know what? Yeah, dreams. DREAM, dream. Wait, ain't that DREAM? Yeah, dream. Dream is a word that's in my name. But okay. But I do like the part, that's the part that I like, when the neighbors actually came and sat down to talk to him, instead of like, yeah, 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 pitchfork, pitchfork, get him out the neighborhood, get him out the street. We don't want him. He's so different, he don't want to be the same. Get him out. Instead of them doing pitchforky stuff and cult knit stuff. they was like, yeah, they talked about him. They called him crazy. They did all of this. They did all of that. But then when they finally, I'm question Mr. Pumpling was like, look, come over. Just talk to me. Like, I'll tell you why I did this to the house. Why I just kept going and going and going. Like, come and talk to me. And we can talk together. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. And so when the people came over, they conversated. And then the next day, the people went out and got stuff to do their house with, painting their house with. So that's the part that I actually like. Like I said, let me just read that part over anyway. Is this the part? Miss Bonnet people would get busy bonnets one by one. Yeah, this is on page 25. I'm about to read this part over. And it says, what have you done to your house? They shouted to the man. My house is me and I am it. My house is where I like to be and it looks like all my dreams, said the man who had always loved ships. He's just like Mr. Pumbling, the people said. He got bees in his bonnet, best in his briefery, and knots in his noodle. Then, one by one, this is the part that I like. Then, one by one, they went to Mr. Pumbling late at night. They would sit under the palm trees and drink lemonade and talk about their dreams. And whenever anybody visited Mr. Pumbling's house, the very next day, that person would set out about changing his own house to fit his dreams. So, I'm like, that's what I've been saying. I'm like, in plenty of videos, I'm like, just come and talk to me. Come and talk to me. Like, dream is in my name. Like, arts is in my name. Like, so many. Just write my name down, Demitra Hemphill, or just take the H out of from Hemphill and figure out all the words. Write it on a paper, and you can see so many words that is within my name. Demitra H. Okay? So, yeah, but I like how everybody also expressed their own self. Like, dreams. Like, what are your dreams? What are your aspirations? Like, say this is your house. Your body is your house. Your mind is your house. Like, what do you want to do? Come and talk to me. Like, I got you. Let us talk. Let us, like, man, when I oh my goodness, see the feeling, I can't. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is so weird. Like, it's weird. Weird is in my name. The M can be a W. Let me just end this video, but that's what this thing is. I'm just get excited when I feel what I feel was coming. Like, it's, I see it and then I feel it. It is like, ah! Okay. Y'all gonna be like, what is wrong with her? Trust me, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm just like excited because I know what's coming. Like, but yeah, this is a good book. It says, when Mr. Plumbeam painted his house, the neighbors couldn't believe their eyes. Plumbeam has gone too far, they said. He popped his cord, flipped his wig, blown his stack, and popped his stopper. That's what it says on the back of this. So, yeah, this is a good book to read. One of the books that I liked when I was in grade school. So, I mean, I took from the book is just like, be creative, be yourself, stand out. You don't have to be the same as everybody else. Everybody is different. Everybody is unique in their own way. Everybody has something that's inside of them that needs to come out, that wants to come out, that want to be creative and artful and playful and just happy and free. Like, release the good, the bad, the ugly, and then like just come to me. It's like, no, come to me. Why are you doing it? But yeah, but honestly, like, yeah, this is a good book. I think that's about it for this video. I might come back on and do another video. Not read, well, I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna be reading another book. I might, but probably not. I don't know. But that's it for now. And also, I'm gonna say this. Do not. This video is going to be posted on YouTube. Okay. This is YouTube Live. So I want to say this. Do not subscribe to my channel. Do not subscribe to my channel if you do not plan on watching my videos. Okay. Now, Demitra and everybody else, if you plan on watching the videos, fine, subscribe. But if you don't plan on it, if this is the only video you plan to watch or you watching, that's fine. Absolutely fine, because I already know stuff. That's fine. I'm just saying, do not subscribe to my channel if you do not plan on watching my videos. Just don't subscribe. And it's cool. It's cool. But if you subscribe, you should be watching my videos. That makes, to me, that's like common sense. Right? I mean, over here it is. Like, don't subscribe to anybody's channel if you just want to watch that one video or two videos while the person is posting consistently or have posts. Now, if somebody didn't post for a while and you don't watch some of their videos and then they haven't posted in a while, but they was posting, that's different, you know. But if you just subscribe to somebody's channel and then that person has been posting frequently or whatever, and you just don't watch the videos, it's like, why even subscribe? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, why even just don't subscribe? Forget about the person. Like, it's not that serious. Like, don't subscribe. I got plenty of thumbs. 2 thumbs is what I have and is what I need. So, yeah. But that's about it. So, again, I'll probably be back on later. That's about it. Bye. Oh, hi. I'm Demitra. But yeah, y'all already knew that. Thanks. Bye.